Good afternoon, Copeland Wildcats. Welcome to WCES at Home. I hope you are having a fabulous Friday. It is time for the weekend, which means we can take a break from our distance learning and just kind of enjoy ourselves. Yes, there are still plenty of ways to do that from home. We talked about that yesterday. I hope you have been working on some of those great off-screen activities we talked about yesterday to keep you away from the computer, sometimes to get that activity moving, to keep our energy and attitude up. I've been working on it myself. I did a little gardening, and I've been trying to clean up a little. So I've been doing some things myself. We are going to do a special episode of WCS at Home today, just because I have planned a special segment presentation for you guys. We had a virtual staff meeting yesterday, so just like I'm having a meeting with you guys, we had a meeting with our staff yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm hearing things on the other side of the house. Okay, no, I'm going to do a presentation on technology today. We were talking in our virtual staff meeting yesterday how, we understand the struggles of the diverse families in our schools. Some people have different technology than others. We have been doing our best to accommodate, of course, by giving you options of things to do, whether you have a phone, a tablet, or nothing at all. Well, today I'm going to show you some options for technology usage that you have or may not have, and what you can do if you don't have something. Maybe you can actually go out and purchase something. I'm not telling you you have to purchase technology, and I'm not saying that you have to do that at all. Of course, we are giving you hard copy options as well. But I just wanted to open your eyes to some of the options that you do have, and then it may not be as expensive as you think if you just get something that is enough for you to be able to do what you have to do, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our presentation now. It's not real long. I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about some of the options that you have and what the differences are with the technology out there, okay? This is by no means comprehensive or all of it, but it's kind of an overview that you guys can use to do your own, to kind of start the process on your own, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to talk about technology for distance learning, what your options are, okay? All right, so there are three main categories of technology that we can use for distance learning, okay? The first one, obviously, is your computer category, and that includes laptops, desktops, and Chromebooks. Then you have your Apple products, your iPads, your MacBooks, your iPhones, and then you have Android devices and Windows devices, which include your tablets and other kinds of phones, okay? All right, so how do they compare? Your computers, obviously, are the most functional technology because they can pretty much do everything that you need them to do for work, school, home, or otherwise. They are the bulkiest, of course, because if it's a desktop, you have the CPU. A laptop is more portable, but they are bigger. They can do most things required by distance learning. They can do iReady. You can use a computer with wired internet or Wi-Fi. You can, you have all the separate peripherals for a computer. You have your separate mouse, your separate keyboard, which a lot of people really like. They do vary in price. We're talking like from $250 and up, depending on how fancy you get with a computer. You can buy some pretty basic Acer computers for about $200, $250, especially if you catch them on sale. Which isn't a bad price for a computer or a laptop, but sometimes we just don't have that kind of funds. But that's just, one of the options. A special note here is I included Chromebooks in this category because they are like laptops. They are one piece. However, it is important to realize that Chromebooks do have less functionality than most other computers. Chromebooks can get online, but they don't have like additional software like computers do. Everything with a Chromebook is done online. But since our distance learning is done online, you can still do your online distance learning with a Chromebook. Chromebooks are usually more inexpensive. They're more cost effective if you want to get a Chromebook. So you would access all of your distance learning materials online. You would do your word processing online with like the Office 365 apps or something like that. All right, your Apple products can also do most things required by distance learning. They can do iReady as long as your iOS is updated. That's your as long as it is updated to the most current platform. I mentioned this in a prior episode that with the Apple products and iReady, you have to download the iReady app and then log in through Launchpad to use it. Unless, of course, you have a MacBook, which is basically just a computer on the Apple platform. Apple products can use Wi-Fi or cellular data if your device is compatible with your data plan at home. Keyboards can be purchased separately for Apple products, for like iPads, MacBooks or computers, they come with them. Your iPhones, of course, you don't have a keyboard option. You have smaller screens when you're working with iPhones, obviously. iPads can get up to 10, 11, and sometimes 12 inches, so they're not too small. And the prices for Apple, though, they're a little pricier, and they started around $350. Although some of the older Apple products you can get for around $200 to $300, but you do want to make sure that those are devices that can be upgraded to the most recent version. All right, your Android products are just as able to do other distance learning things, except they cannot do iReady. Okay, that's the one thing that your Android products do have a downside on. That so they cannot do iReady because they're not. iReady has not built a platform for Android at this time. They might in the future, but they haven't right now. But you know, there are so many other things we can do out there with our distance learning. You don't necessarily have to do iReady. We want you to do iReady, of course, but when you're talking about what you can and can't do, what you have and what you don't have, you know, your Android devices are still a really good option. Again, with the Android devices, you have to use Wi-Fi or cellular data if you have it on your plan. Keyboards can be purchased separately from most tablets. You have a smaller screen, obviously, on your phones. Again, Android tablets, you can get 7 to 11 inch screens, which are bigger than your phones, which make it a little better. The positive about your Android devices is that the prices are very, very reasonable. They start at like $35 to $50. Now, they can go up and get more pricier, especially when you get your fancy Samsung products. But even Samsung now has created Android products that are very, very affordable and work just as well as the more expensive version. All right. So here are some examples of your low price tablet options. Now, I'm giving you these options just because, you know, working on our phone, yes, we can do what we need to do, but those are small screens, especially if the only phone you have is yours. You don't want your kid on your phone all day. You know, you don't want them doing, all that other stuff. You don't want them distracted. So I wanted to give you some options today on some tablets that you can dedicate to distance learning. And again, I'll talk about the pros and cons of these tablets real quickly, just to give you an idea of what's available to you. All right, so the first option I have right here is this is an RCA tablet. It's an Android tablet. Now this is a very specific one from Walmart, but they have other ones. I want you to understand that. This particular one that I'm showing you comes the way you see it. It comes with the keyboard with it, so it's kind of nice. It already comes with the package. It has Wi-Fi. It's a 7-inch screen, so it's your smaller screen, but it is bigger than a phone. It has a camera, so your kids can do the Zoom meetings with their teachers. They can take pictures and do videos. It has a 16 gigabyte memory, which is pretty good for what they're going to be doing for distance learning, but they just understand they can't add a whole lot of games and apps and anything's going to clog it up. It's going to slow it down, okay? But this particular tablet is only $35 from Walmart, okay? Now, remember, with technology, you get what you pay for. I'm not saying that this is a terrible tablet, but I do want you to realize that because it is a more basic tablet, it's going to be able to do the minimum, all right? So you can get on to your distance learning. You can go to websites you need to do to learn. You can do your Office 365 and do your papers that your teachers are asking you to do, but you don't want to clog it up with lots of games and activities and things like this. This needs to be a school-dedicated tablet so that it keeps the functionality that you want it to have. It's a great option for families who don't have a lot of extra funds, especially now that we're kind of stuck at home. But it is an option for you so that you have something that's a little better than your phone, and you can connect it to your Wi-Fi, or you can put hotspot on your phone and connect to the Wi-Fi that way, although it will be a little slower, FYI, if you're using hotspot, okay? All right. Your next option is another RCA tablet. This one is a Windows 10 tablet. So this is a very interesting tablet because it's not an Android device per se. It uses Windows, the Windows platform. So it will integrate very well with our Office 365. It does have the Word apps and everything built in. So your kids can go ahead and log in, with their Office 365 and have those apps available. This one has a 10-inch screen. It also has Wi-Fi. It also comes with that keyboard. It has a little bit bigger memory with a 32 gig. Now, both of the tablets I've just showed you so far do have memory card slots, so you can actually increase the memory if you want to. This RCA tablet, this 10-inch Windows tablet, is $100 from Walmart. So again, very, very reasonably priced compared to your laptops, desktops, and Apple products, okay? These are just two options. You can go to your local Walmart, you can go to your local Target, and you can see a wide variety of tablet options between 7 and 10 inches that will do what you need them to do. And like I said, the biggest downfall, I'm not gonna say the only, the biggest downfall to these is that you cannot do iReady on your Android tablets. But we do have Education Galaxy now that we're using, which is a fabulous resource, and it works just as well as iReady, and you can do that on these devices because anything you can use to get on internet, you can do Education Galaxy with. And then the other things that your teachers will want you to do, you can do those with these tablets. I just want to remind you that because these are, your more reasonable options, you want to make sure that you don't clog them up with a lot of extra apps and things. Yes, you can download apps, of course, but you don't want to stack it up and fill it up and then not be able to have the memory you need to do the work, okay? The last option is a Kindle. It's a Kindle Fire tablet. It's made by Amazon. They come in 7 or 10-inch screens. They also have Wi-Fi. The downside of the Kindles is they do not have separate keyboards. So for your younger kids, this will probably just fine because our younger kids, kindergarten, first grade, they're not really typing too much. So not having a keyboard is not that big a deal. It does have a camera. The memory size differs depending on which one you buy, and they range in price from about $50 to $150 at your Target and Amazon stores. So these are just 3 ideas of options for inexpensive tablets that you can use. Like I said, there are many, many options out there. I encourage you to browse Walmart and Target. You can look online before you go into the store. We are practicing social distancing, so please remember that if you do decide to go out and buy a tablet, that you want to maintain your social distancing. If you can at all possible, leave your children at home and just go by yourself so that you don't have to, worry about a lot of that cross-contamination or whatever with people out in the public. But there are lots of tablets that you can choose from that are very reasonably priced. Many of them are $100 or less. And I know that does sound like a lot sometimes. However, it's a great investment into your child's future, especially considering we will be out of school for at least the next month. This is a great option to get them off of your phone if that's all you have, and it gives a little bigger screen and a little different options. I realize that not everyone can do this, but I did want to give you some options in case you have, the flexibility to possibly consider purchasing something. All right, so last things I'm talking to you about is right here. You can also, if you have a cell service with, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, whoever, you can talk to them about whether or not they offer tablets on their data plans and payment plans for purchasing them. That's how I got my iPad. I got it on my data plan. I'm with Verizon, so I don't know about the other companies that well, but I know a lot of them do that. And so, my tablet's only $20 a month. I paid $20 a month, got my iPad, and it's only $10 a month to put data on it. So for $30 a month, I had an iPad and the data to use it with Verizon, and I could use it anywhere. I didn't know about having to find a Wi-Fi hotspot or anything. So that is an option. Of course, you don't have to take it, but it was a great option for me because I really wanted an iPad. But my son has a Kindle. He's happy with that, whatever. Last but not least, if getting a tablet or a computer is not in the cards for you, if it's not an option, these are some scanning apps that you can use, that you can put on your phone to turn in work to your child's teacher. So maybe you're one of those people who got packets and you want to be able to turn in your work to your teacher so they can start checking it and seeing how you're doing and getting some feedback. Here are some apps right here. The first one, obviously, I recommend because it's included in your student's 365 account. All right. It's called Office Lens. It is an app that you download onto your phone or tablet. You sign into the student's Office 365 account, and you can download, scan documents, and it uploads it right into the child's OneDrive. So then you can just email it to your teacher from there, from the phone. Very easy. The next one is called Tiny Scanner and Tiny Scanner Pro. This is one that I've used for years before I discovered Office Lens. Tiny Scanner is free. Tiny Scanner Pro is like $4 or $5. It was not much at all. It was the best investment for a simple app because you can scan documents and turn them into pictures, turn them into PDFs, and save them and then upload them to your computer, your drive, your email, whatever. I know that it comes on Android. I do not know about Apple devices. The next app is Scanner Pro, and that is an Apple app only, and it is $4 to purchase. And then there's an last app called Genius Scan from Android and Apple both, and that is a free app. You can, I think, pay to get additional features on your Genius app. But anyway, those are some options for scanning apps that you can use. So if a tablet or computer is not something that you have, or it's not in the cards to purchase, you can use these scanning apps to take pictures of your child's work and upload them as PDFs so that your teachers can read them very easily. A lot of times when we take pictures of our work, there's glare or things like that, and it can make it hard to look at. But with these scanning apps, once it takes the picture of the document, it turns it into a PDF that's very clear. It's much clearer to read. Not always, it depends on how well you take the picture, but it turns it into a clearer document to be able to see. And then you can email it to your parents. I will upload this PowerPoint to the distance learning page so that you can look at it after this show is over if you're interested in reviewing what I talked about today. But like I said, I wanted you guys to know that there are some options out there for some affordable technology for your kids to use. If you have Wi-Fi at home, if you have data on your phone, you can use these devices for your hotspot. You can use them at other hotspots around the area. Do remember our social distancing. Don't go to the store with everybody. Take one person, or if possible, to the store if you're going to purchase a device. But I wanted you to be aware that there were some very reasonably priced devices out there. Matter of fact, I got the little Kindle for my son with a friend of mine because they were on sale at Christmas. So I only paid like $40 for the Kindle that he has. And it's fine for him because he doesn't need a keyboard or anything yet. But there are options out there, and they do make it a little easier to do your work on a slightly bigger screen than your phone, and you don't have to give your kids your phone, or they don't have to work on their phone. I know that can be a struggle sometimes. So I wanted to present these options to you guys today as ideas of things that you could use. It is not required. I wish we could give you the devices that you need. I wish we had enough to go around, but unfortunately we do not. So we have to work what we can, and we are doing our best to support you in any way that you can. Please remember, if you have questions, feel free to email me, email your teacher, email Dr. Taylor. Ask anybody. We're happy to help. You can post to our discussion board on the distance learning page. There are many, many ways to get assistance, and we are happy to help you in any way we can. We are all learning right now in this new experience, and we're going to get through this together, okay? I love you guys. I'm so glad to see you on this Friday. I hope you hung around to watch the show, and I will see you again on Monday. See you later.
Bye.